Back to market on close. Shares of DoorDash are higher today after Needham cut its price target on shares to $275 from $300, but it kept its buy rating. The firm said the latest quarter continued what looked to be a banner year for the company, showing continued acceleration in orders and gross order value. Shares are down 18% this month, but they are still up 20% on the year. Now it's time for Options Corner. We're going, of course, to welcome in Rick Ducat, our lead market technician, to talk more about DoorDash, which is making a pretty good move to the upside right now, up 6 1/3%.
Yes, certainly best performer in the S&P 500 today. Taking all of this at face value with no context, that sounds great. But you have to also consider that we had earnings recently on November 6th. We had a one-day 17.4% drop here, despite strong beats on the top and bottom line. That's one of those situations that can kind of confound newer traders because it's like, well, earnings were good. Why did we go down then? In this case, it seems to be that the street did not exactly love some of the things DoorDash executives said, such as big plans for investments to the tune of several hundred millions of dollars here. So that was a difficult situation for the market, it seemed like, as well. If we were to look at how DoorDash stacks up against some of the competition, Lyft, Uber, and Maple Bear, kind of in the middle of the pack here, but Uber and Lyft are also quite different, really, if you think about it. They're kind of just entries into this space.
Mm-hmm. And, as we just look specifically at just them, when we look at their chart and some of the technicals, we did have that massive sell-off on the earnings, that significant drop. I think you said a little more than 17%. But, since then, what are the technicals showing us?
Well, this is a situation where we often talk about the bull flag type of pattern here. This would be the reverse, the bear flag or bear pennant type of price activity, where we have a sharp pull to the downside here. And in this case, we'd be looking for a brief period of appreciation in price here. We would be looking for perhaps even a price to take out those initial highs that we reached. But then we would be in store for a decline from that point here. So that would be the setup maybe to be aware of, be kind of more on the lookout for if it starts to materialize. For now, though, it seems like we've formed this floor near 195. We have this shorter term downward sloping trend line that perhaps could be being broken right now. If we were to consider some of our other studies here, our 252-day exponential moving average is our longest term moving average here. That comes in around 215. So look for that to also be potential resistance here. RSI actually improving a little bit. A small amount of bullish divergence. Price made a lower close. RSI made a higher reading and also is coming out of that oversold area at this point here. So some mildly positive news there as well. Finally, we can see that we did happen to bounce off of our volume profile point of control here, our heavy trading area, as well as our -2 standard deviation channel. So perhaps this bounce may have a little more staying power and strength than it might have seemed at first.
And, as we look about analyst action, whenever sometimes we see these sharp fall-offs, we often get revisions or commentary. What have we heard from the sell side?
Well, for positive analyst activity, this is like when you get delivery and the fries are all cold. You know what I mean? Because we have Wedbush gave an upgrade, but they left their price target unchanged at 260. Needham, they reiterated their buy, but they actually cut their price target to 275 from 300. But nevertheless, they both said this is more of a buying opportunity that seems like just an excessive pullback after an overreaction to the earnings event.
All right. So in a buy the dip, what are we seeing in terms of the options action?
Yes, one of the lighter names, about 26,000 contracts changing hands today. Even split between puts and calls today. Sizzle read just about average. No exceptional activity here. If we were to think about the December 19th expiration here, about a plus or minus move of 11.6%. Not lining up too terribly cleanly with any of our technicals, except for right here. We have our 21 EMA and our +1 channel lining up with the upper edge. But, that could change quite a bit as we start to move forward in time there.
And as far as any notable trades or any notable action you saw today, was there any?
One trade that stood out by far the biggest dollar amount, sold 1,500 November 21st 240 puts and bought 3,000 November 21st 210 puts, a $2.8 million net credit. Probably a closing trade, though. And there were some big opening positions around August 7th and 8th in both those strikes as well.
All right. Well, Rick, thanks for being with us for DoorDash for Options Corner today. We appreciate it. That's Rick Ducat, our lead market technician here on Schwab Network.